Chapter 3 Part 2. Midnight at the old cannery docks wasn't a time, it was a state of decay. Rain, relentless and cold, sheeted off sagging corrugated roofs, drummed on warped wooden planks slick with algae and rot, and merged with the black, churning water of the harbor. The skeletal remains of rusted machinery loomed like prehistoric beasts in the gloom. Angela stood exposed at the end of Pier 3, the plastic case heavy in her hands, the hood of her borrowed rain slicker pulled low. She was the bait. The static roared in her ears, not from Robert's toxin, but from pure, undiluted terror. One opportunity to redeem your oversight. Eleanor's digitally distorted words echoed. Deliver Angela Mitchell. Compliance ensures the mother's continued stability. Anthony was a phantom in the storm. Somewhere in the maze of derelict buildings, packing lots, and rotting fishing boats, he moved. He'd ditched the rover miles away, approaching on foot through flooded marshland, a shadow armed with more than just Robert's journal. Before vanishing into the rain, he'd shown her his insurance, a compact, matte black pistol snug in a shoulder holster, and a heavy, cylindrical object wrapped in oilskin, thermite, for emphatic exits. His eyes, reflecting the distant, hazy glow of Harbor's End, held no prince, no air. Only a soldier facing a siege. Stick to the plan. Get the case to buoy number 7. Then run. Don't look back. Whatever you hear. Now, waiting, Angela felt the crushing weight of the whatever. The plastic case wasn't just evidence, it was her mother's fragile mind held hostage. Lena's voice, strained and distant on the burner phone hours ago, haunted her. Angie, the fuzzy people are singing by the window. It's not a nice song. Make it stop. A sleek, black inflatable boat cut through the rain-swept harbor, silent but for the low thrum of its electric motor. It slid alongside the rotting pilings of Pier 3. Two figures emerged, clad in head-to-toe black tactical gear, faces obscured by night vision goggles. They moved with lethal economy, scanning the docks, weapons held low and ready. Eleanor's gardeners. Pruners. One approached Angela, stopping 10 feet away. His voice, electronically modulated, was flat, inhuman. The package. He gestured towards the plastic case. Angela held it tighter. Where's my mother? Proof she's stable. The gardener tilted his head, a predator assessing prey. Compliance first. Proof after. Standard terms. My terms, Angela countered, forcing steel into her voice, channeling Anthony's cold precision. Open comms. Let me hear her voice. Now. Or the case goes into the harbor. She took a step towards the sloshing black water. A tense beat. Rain hissed on the water. Then, the gardener raised a hand to his ear, murmuring. A moment later, he extended a slim satellite phone. Make it quick. Angela took it, her heart hammering. Mom, Angie. Lena's voice was thin, shaky, but blessedly coherent. Where are you? It's so dark here, and quiet. Too quiet. The fuzzy people are waiting. I'm here, Mom. It's okay. I'm making it stop. Angela's voice cracked. Are you safe? Is Megan with you? Safe? I think so. Megan's sleeping? Or hiding? The nice man with the beard gave me tea. Lena's voice trailed off, confused. The nice man? Not Eleanor's people. Who? Enough, the gardener snapped, grabbing the satellite phone back. Proof delivered. The case. Angela hesitated. The nice man. Hope, dangerous and fragile, flickered. Had Anthony's scatter pattern worked? Had an ally found them? She had to buy time. Buoy number 7, she stated, pointing towards a cluster of navigation buoys bobbing violently in the waves about 50 yards out. It's rigged. The case is sealed. Trying to open it without the buoys beacon signal triggers an acid charge. Destroys everything. Take me to it. I'll retrieve it. You get the case, I get on the boat. Clean exchange. The gardener stared at her, his night vision, lenses unreadable. He conferred quietly with his partner. Angela held her breath. It was a gamble. Would they believe Anthony had such capabilities? Or Would they simply shoot her and dive? Finally, the lead gardener gave a curt nod. Move. Slowly. No tricks. Angela turned, walking towards a small, dilapidated skiff tied further down the pier, the one Anthony had acquired. Her knees felt weak. Every shadow seemed to hold a sniper. The rain stung her face. She climbed into the skiff, the plastic case between her feet. The two gardeners followed, one untying the lines, the other covering her with his weapon, his gaze never leaving her. The small outboard motor coughed to life, a fragile sound against the storm. They puttered towards the bobbing buoys, the black inflatable trailing them like a shark. Buoy number 7, painted faded orange and white, loomed ahead, clanging mournfully against its chain. Retrieve it, the gardener ordered, his weapon trained on her. Angela leaned over the side, the skiff rocking violently. The buoy's access hatch was small, rusted. Anthony's instructions were clear. Twist counterclockwise hard. Feel for the latch inside. Pull the cylinder. Her fingers, numb with cold, fumbled. She twisted. Rust flaked. Nothing. Panic clawed. Twist harder. She threw her weight into it. With a shriek of protesting metal, it turned. Her fingers brushed a cold, smooth cylinder inside. She pulled. It came free, a waterproof tube, sealed. She held it up. The trigger beacon. Now the case. She placed the plastic case on the bench seat. The lead gardener reached for it. At that exact moment, the world exploded in light and sound. Not gunfire. Light. A blinding, white-hot flare erupted from the roof of the cannery's main building, rocketing skyward, casting the entire scene in stark, hellish relief. The skiff, the buoy, the black inflatable, the armed gardeners frozen like startled insects. Whoosh crack. Anthony's signal. The thermite. Simultaneously, a high-pitched S-series tore through the night. Feedback howl from every rusted loudspeaker still clinging to the cannery buildings, cranked to deafening volume by Anthony's hack. The sonic assault was disorienting, painful. The gardener grabbing the case flinched, momentarily stunned. Angela didn't hesitate. She shoved the plastic case hard, not towards him but overboard. It hit the churning black water with a splash and vanished instantly. And oh, the gardener roared, lunging towards the water's edge. The chaos erupted. Muzzle flashes sparked from the cannery roof. Anthony, laying down suppressive fire with his pistol, not aiming to hit, but to pin, to terrify. Bullets spanged off the inflatable boat's reinforced sides, ricocheted off the buoy. The second gardener, recovering faster, swung his weapon towards Angela in the skiff. She ducked as a burst of automatic fire shredded the wooden bench where she'd been sitting seconds before. Splinters flew. The small outboard motor sputtered and died, killed by a stray round. Angela scrambled backwards in the pitching skiff, grabbing the waterproof tube she'd taken from the buoy, Magpie's real dead drop, the backup copy. The lead gardener, enraged by the lost case, was shouting into his comms, pointing towards the cannery roof. The black inflatable roared to life, turning towards the source of the gunfire. A new sound cut through the rain and gunfire, the deep, throaty bellow of a powerful marine engine. Not the inflatable. A different boat, older, tougher, materializing from the rain curtain further out in the harbor. A fishing trawler, running dark except for a single, powerful spotlight that snapped on, pinning the black inflatable in its beam. Standing defiantly in the spotlight's glare on the trawler's deck, rain lashing her face, was Megan. And beside her, a grizzled man with a thick salt and pepper beard, gripping the wheel, Coach Russo. Megan held up what looked like a large, industrial fishing gaff, its hook gleaming. Russo bellowed over a loudhailer, his voice cutting through the din. "You pickin' on my debate, Captain, you overgrown lawn ornaments?" The trawler surged forward, aiming its reinforced bow directly at the sleek black inflatable. The gardeners, caught between Anthony's fire from the roof and the trawler bearing down on them like an angry whale, scrambled. The inflatable veered wildly, avoiding a collision but swamping itself in the trawler's wake. Angela huddled in the swamped, drifting skiff, clutching Magpie's tube. The flare was dying, plunging the docks back into near darkness, punctuated by muzzle flashes and the trawler's spotlights sweeping erratically. She saw Anthony rappel down the side of the cannery building, landing lightly on the pier. He sprinted towards her skiff, firing controlled shots behind him to cover his advance. He reached the skiff, vaulting in, water sloshing around their ankles. "Tube," he gasped, blood mixing with rain on his face. "Got it." Angela held it up. "Russo. Here." Anthony bellowed towards the trawler. The spotlight found them. The trawler maneuvered closer, engines growling. Russo threw a heavy line. Anthony caught it, tying it off swiftly. "Get aboard," Russo yelled. "This ain't a pleasure cruise." As Anthony helped Angela scramble onto the trawler's deck, Megan threw her arms around her. "Mom's safe. Russo found us. He knew about Cedar Hollow, about Robert." Russo shoved the throttle forward. The trawler surged away from the chaotic docks, the black inflatable wallowing in its wake, one gardener frantically bailing, the other still shouting into his comms. Anthony stood at the stern, pistol raised, watching the darkness until the cannery docks vanished into the rain and gloom. "Safe. For now." Angela leaned against the cold railing, exhaustion hitting her like a physical blow. She looked at the waterproof tube in her hand. Ben's truth, Robert's sins, scattered digitally, now physically secured. She looked at Coach Russo, his face set in grim lines as he navigated the stormy harbor. She looked at Megan, shivering but fierce. She looked at Anthony, his profile etched against the storm, the air turned fugitive, bleeding but unbowed. Then she remembered Robert's brittle envelope, the 3 pale blue pills. For the static. She pulled it from her pocket, the paper sodden. As she unfolded it, something fell out into her palm, not just the pills. A tiny, rolled slip of rice paper had been hidden behind them, now revealed by the wet. Unfolding it carefully, she saw Robert's spidery handwriting, a single, chilling line. "The toxin's cure is its catalyst. The static whispers the path. Dose 0 awaits where the stone bleeds." Anthony turned, seeing the pills, the note. His eyes widened, then narrowed, locking onto the cryptic message. The fire they'd started was spreading, but Eleanor's poison ran deeper than they knew. The battle for Harbor's End, for their families, for their minds, had just revealed a new, terrifying front. And the cure might be as dangerous as the disease. The trawler plowed through the black water, carrying them away from the midnight trap, deeper into the storm, and towards the enigma of Dose 0.